Hey friends, it's Brandy, and this is Living Your Human Design podcast episode. Thank you so much for being here. It's going to be a great show. So grab your pen, your paper, your cup of coffee, and let's get started. Welcome to Living Your Human Design. I am your host, Brandy Daniels. I'm so excited to be here with you. This is, I want to say, a lifelong dream. I've accomplished a lot of lifelong dreams in a short period of time, but this one I am particularly excited about. Human design came into my life, February of 2022, and it came in like a lightning bolt. It changed everything. And I didn't know it at the time, but that moment, I feel like if my life were to ever become a movie, a featured film, it would be that scene where the cosmos collide. There's a huge clap, starburst, and there's glitter, and there's lightning bolts, because that's what that moment was. And I didn't even realize it until much later. The magnitude of the one question my friend asked me and how it would change my life. And that question was, hey, Brandy, have you ever had your human design chart pulled? That was the game changer. So I can tell you hands on the ground, on my heart, feet forward, I can tell you with all my heart that every single thing that we talk about here on this podcast, on this show, everything that I will tell you personally in one-on-one coaching, across the board, it's because I have lived it, I've experienced it, and now I'm in a position where I can pay it forward and I can help yes, you, not make those same mistakes. Or better yet, bypass something so much faster and get to where you want to be, where you envision yourself being, that much faster, with that much more precision. And just knowing that that you are built for it. One of the things about human design that I really love and appreciate is the empowerment aspect of it. And I don't think that's something initially any regular person, say if you're crazy like me, but any regular person who just comes to human design, I don't think that maybe that's the first thing they think of, like, oh, I'm going to use this empowerment tool, right? If you have heard of human design and you are at least somewhat familiar with it, then you're probably thinking it's a personality test. It's astrology. It's, it's looking at my birth chart, that sort of thing. But it's so much deeper than that. And I really want to talk about that today because first and foremost, let's get you to have a really clear understanding of what human design is, the impact it can make on your life, the impact it can have on your family's life, on your community, on society as a whole. And I really don't feel like that's being talked about enough. And that was one of the first things that I recognized when I started really into this rabbit hole of information. And I started seeing the people that were talking about human design and educating on it. And to be fully transparent and honest, as much as I loved it and I was in it, it bothered me that I wasn't seeing people who look like me. And that is not something that's uncommon, right? Let's just get that clear out there, on the books. And it normally would not make such a big difference to me, but this time it did. And I believe it's because for the first time, I'm connected to something that I know in my heart is going to help serve so many people. And I know from experience that the person delivering it makes the biggest difference. And in order to really reach the masses and to make an impact and to, in fact, cause change, we need as many people out there promoting the good, promoting change, promoting the positive, promoting empowerment, promoting strength and resiliency. We need as many of those people who look as many different ways so that no matter who you are and where you come from and what your belief is and what your background is, you can relate. And I know for a fact that you will pay that much more attention. You will give that person one more second of your time because of that. So I'm not just here representing Black women, African Americans. I'm representing women who are burnt out, who are entrepreneurial, who are creative, who are Black, who are people of color, who are striving to be something in this world because they know inside they have it within them, because they know that their life is meant for more. And I know, and the woman I'm talking to, I am you and I was you a year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and so on. And if I can save you that much time, that much heartache, that much trial and error, then I will know that I have fulfilled my purpose on this planet. So that's a big goal. And it starts with one. It starts with episode one, which this is not, but I'm just saying it starts with episode one, and it starts with me planting the seed and the foundation. That's what it is. It's planting the foundation of what this is going to be. And I'm leaving it open to the universe to surprise and delight. But I will tell you that the goal here is to serve. The goal here is to bring you fascinating, exciting, exhilarating information and conversation and introduce you to people who are making a difference in this world. And not just with human design, but in so many other aspects. And they're using so many other modalities, and they're practitioners of energy and movement, embodiment, and they might be coaches, they might be into NLP, you name it. But these are the tools and the things that I have come across that have supported me in my journey, that I know if I knew about it 1 year earlier, who knows what my life could have been like. And so it's all about help one, teach one, do, right? So this is where it starts. This is where it starts. And I'm so excited that you're here with me. I'm so excited that you are still listening to this, because something has hooked you. Something has grabbed your attention and you feel it. And you may not even know what exactly it is you feel, but something is telling you that you're in the right spot, that you're with a trusted friend. And you are. I got your back. I am here, and I will be here to share and to listen and to share some more and listen more. And we're all on this journey together. So, in a nutshell, that is the mission of this podcast. Human design is a system that is built on the I Ching. It's built on the chakra system or chakra system, depending on how you want to phrase it. It's based on quantum physics, and it's also based on the Kabbalah. So, four very ancient, proven systems that are grounded in science, in theology, in spirituality, in mathematics, in astrology, right? Systems that have now come together and show you, express to you, explain to you the magnitude of the gifts that you are brought here with. And show you the potential of where you can go, of what you can do. I also will be talking a lot about the gene keys. And that is another system that is closely related to human design. And that one has a special place in my heart as well. And although it's similar, there are some crossovers, and it's easy to talk about the two together. It is a completely different system. And I can tell you from Gene Keys, and the reason why I love it is because it literally maps out your purpose. It maps out your relationships. It maps out the key to prosperity. And I'm not just talking about financial, money, 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 prosperity, but the prosperity of whatever that means for you, whether it is financial, whether it's just having a prosperous life filled with children and people and community and being able to give back in a philanthropic way, whatever prosperity means for you, it will literally show you step by step, map it out for you how you achieve that. And that's a gift. And it blows my mind that this isn't something that's more widely known, and yet I'm not surprised. But that is the reason I'm here. That is the reason there are so many of us here on this journey, ready and excited to spread this message and to open more eyes, more hearts, more minds. Because collectively, the world is in a pretty crappy place right now. And the more light and the more honesty and the more opportunity for change that we can bring, the better. And in my opinion, whether you are on the forefront of the picket line or the protest line, the strike line, with your signs in the air and chanting phrases of what needs to be done and we want it done now, whether that's you, whether you're in renewable energy, whether you are in politics and actually serving the greater good and not lining pockets, whether you're doing energy work and light work and this work. The point is, we are all moving in a direction that needs to be moving forward in a positive way, where change is the ultimate goal and the only expectation. Change for good. And we can all get there, and everything will be affected by it. Our climate, our waters, the pollution, the rainforest, political unrest, racial tensions, conflict of all types can be solved with communication, with understanding, with compassion, with love, and not just love on a shallow, light level, but deep, divine, internal, eternal, unconditional love. That's what the world needs more of. So, what else can I tell you about human design in this podcast? It is a system, it is a tool, it is here for you. It is 100% free of charge. There are dozens of websites you can go to and pull your chart for completely free of charge. If someone is charging you, then I would say run. Where the cost comes in is working with a expert, a specialist, who then can go through that chart with you and break it down and answer those specific questions that you have, because your chart is going to give you an overall view, but it's not going to go into super detail on everything. And you may or may not be able to pull from that the wisdom that you need. And if you can, that's great. And when you're ready to go deeper, when you're ready to get the tools to apply to the system of how you now go about implementing the things you just learned, that's when you call the analyst, the expert, the guide, myself, so that we can go on this journey with you and focus on the job at hand, because there's a lot there. I mean, literally, human design, gene keys, astrology, it is something you could be learning a lifetime. And there will always be something new. There will always be a place to go deeper into and to learn more about. And gene keys in particular, what I love about it is that you can literally take one gene key and read it again, process it within you, journal about it, and then go to the next. Like, it gets to be something that you really take in and you integrate it into your body. So that's really it. That's all I wanted to say. Today has been a really, really magical day. My mom and I spent the morning at a climate change strike. And that's where, being on the forefront of the picket line, the strike protest line came from, because that's still in my brain. But we got a chance to meet some amazing young activists today, and actually activists of all ages. But it was particularly the young ones that really stood out, because we're talking 14, 15, 17 years old. And instead of being in school, they're out here with us, with signs, marching, walking, chanting, and they're so freaking passionate. It's really hard to not be inspired and not be motivated to be a part of this movement or to do something to help this movement, because it affects all of us, right? It's not like, oh, climate change is over there. No, climate crisis is everywhere. And what is needed right now is climate action. What are we doing? And what I can appreciate is that it's not about the war on climate. It's not about fighting it, because that gets us nowhere. That's actually a very lower level energy zone that does not spark change. And in actuality, what it is, it's climate action. It's being ready. It's being proactive. What are we doing? How can we start today? What is one thing each one of us can leave here and begin to do on our own that is in the right direction, right? And so I want to leave you with this, because I feel like now that's it's actually a good segue. Human design is big. Your purpose is big. And you don't need to know everything right now. But what's one thing you can take away with you to get you started? And whether that's to get you started with actually having your chart pulled and then read to you and dissected, or if you have done that, what's one part of your chart or gene key, if you were into gene keys, that you can take with you today and start working on, start implementing? Even if it's just asking those questions, right? If you are a sacral energy type, so you're a generator, you're a manifesting generator, you're a projector isn't a sacral energy type, but if you're a projector, basically if you're anything other than a manifester and you have to wait for a response, what is something you can do right now while you're waiting to spark that response coming to you, right? What's a question you can ask of God, of the universe? What's something you can journal to start to get into that mindset, that flow of, okay, I can do something. I'm not without power here. But where do I start? Where do I start? I start there. All right, I love you. I'm going to leave it at that today. I have talked your ear off, but I so appreciate you being here. I so appreciate you listening. And as always, I welcome your feedback, your questions, your concerns, your thoughts. all high level, high vibe, high energy. And if there's a particular topic you want to cover, you want me to cover on this podcast, let me know. If you have a guest that you would love to see on here, let me know. I'm excited to meet more people and bring them into my community, because this is our community and we are all about growth, prosperity, abundance, and ease. And so if you are about that, if you fall into that category, if you can check off those boxes, then you are in the right place. All right, till we meet again, friends, I love you. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing rest of your week. Whenever you are listening to this, just have a good one. Bye for now.